Hey, what's up, everyone? You're here with Kirk, Gordon, and Jack from PickDawgz. Thank you for joining us here. It's Saturday. It's the busiest day of the week as far as the soccer goes. Kicking it off at even before 9 a.m. with some of those games, and then 9:30 Bundesliga, 10 a.m. EPL, and so on and so on. In this video, as usual, we got I think 15 games to talk about. You are getting free picks, a lot of free picks for all of those games. And we also have a few videos with those short form videos with a few of those bigger games, let's call them that, for Saturday. It's all up on the Pick Dawgz YouTube channel, guys. So check it out,
None of those are
subscribe.
big games. None of those are big games. There's no Bundesliga games. Every
I
other
said
league.
let's
But
call them a big game, okay?
all right, fair enough.
Okay, and of
You
course
can
our
call them
premium
that.
picks. That's all I want. And premium picks, of course, guys, up on the pickdawgz.com website or simply by clicking the links in the description of this video. That will get you up there. The best value you can possibly get is putting all three of us in that 3-for-1 capper promotion and get all of our premium picks, which is NBA, NFL, college basketball, college football, a lot of soccer, and so on. And that's definitely your best value. Now let's get the show on the road, guys. The first game that we have to talk about, Arsenal and Everton. Jack, Everton was off last week because of that storm in the UK. They got
Mhm.
a lot of additional rest, which could be a double-edged sword because they were coming off of a win, and now they were without a game for almost 2 weeks. That could be a problem for them, especially when you go on the road to play against Arsenal.
Well, yeah, it could be, and I can't imagine. I don't think Everton train indoors either. Um, and the storm had been really bad the whole of last week, so I can't imagine their training sessions have even been that great. From what I am aware of, the storm has kind of eased up now, so they've certainly had a decent week of training this week. But then you wonder, are they going to have to shake off some rust or something? Because it's been a considerable layoff. The Arsenal, they're going to win this game. I don't think there's any disputing that. Everton are not consistent enough. Yes, they got a decent win on the road. I think it was to Wolves. I think it was like 4-0 or something crazy like that.
Yeah.
But they're not going to be able to do that against Arsenal. Um, Arsenal, as I've said last week, as I probably said the week before, they love to be involved in scrappy games. It seems to be like they never dominate a game for 90 minutes. They always have like a bad 30-minute patch, and that could be a time where Everton do manage to steal a goal because Arsenal have been conceding a fair amount at home in the league this season. So I'm taking Arsenal on both teams to score here at plus 240. I think it's a good price to stick half a unit on, or maybe put it in like a Hail Mary parlay.
I'm gonna go the other way, actually. I don't think that Arsenal is conceding a lot at home this season. 6 goals in 7 games, and they are still undefeated. But the problem for me is that Everton is not scoring a lot on the road. Only 5 goals in those 7 games, and even though they were coming off of a win, I honestly, I don't know. The only way that in my mind Everton scores a goal here is if they score a goal first in the first like 10 minutes or something like that. If they don't do that, I just don't see them scoring a goal. So Kirk, I'm taking Arsenal to win 2-0 in this one at minus 140.
Yeah, let me just say something to Jack. Jack, this is not a long form video where you can ramble for 4 minutes
Sorry,
per game.
sorry.
This is get in, get out. People want the picks. They don't care about the storm and what
Okay,
street they
okay.
practiced on, what video games they played during the storm. I'm on both teams to score equals no at minus 150. Pretty much what Goran has. But if we have a 0-0 game, then I have that covered.
Exactly. Now for the next game, Kirk, Newcastle and Leicester, another one in the EPL. Newcastle, I just don't know if they should be minus 335 favorites. Even though they're at home against Leicester, who has actually been looking pretty well. They got a 2-2 draw against Brighton after being 2-0 down. Before that, they were able to beat West Ham 3-1 also at home. I get it, their away form is horrible, but Newcastle hasn't won any of their last 4 games, and I just don't see them being that big of a favorite in this match.
Yeah, I see them winning. Do I see them winning easily and by a lot as one of the most inconsistent teams in the Premier League? No. I'm going to take Leicester plus 1.5 at minus 108.
What about you, Jack?
Yeah, I think Newcastle's defense has been reasonably average, to be honest. It's the attack that hasn't performed consistently at all. Like, I remember the week that you took Isaac to have over like 2 shots on target, and he had like 5 shots or 6 shots in the game and didn't get a single one on target. You remember that?
I do.
So I think that sums up Newcastle's attack. So I'm taking the under here. I can't trust Newcastle to score goals. Are Leicester going to put up a load of goals on the road? Probably not. So give me the under 3.5.
I mean, Newcastle did score 9 goals in their last 5 games, so there is some output still going on from them. But I mean, keeping a clean sheet is a bit of a problem for them right now, and we know that Leicester is just not a good defensive team. The only way Leicester wins points if they're able to outscore their opponents, not by keeping a clean sheet, though. So I'm taking both teams to score an over 2.5 at -120 in this one. Now, for another matchup in the EPL, we have Wolverhampton and Ipswich, two struggling teams, two teams who will be fighting to stay above the relegation zone. Ipswich in 18th with 9 points, Wolves in 19th with 9 points. Both teams on a 3-game losing streak right now. And honestly, I personally just can't make sense of this, whether to go for a draw because we could expect a defensive performance from both sides. But then again, neither team is that good defensively. So I opted in for the over 2.5 at -140, Jack.
Yeah, I think it just comes down to what's more likely to happen. Are Wolves more likely to concede, or are they more likely to go on a blowout performance where defence absolutely locks it down? And Wolves are most likely to concede. And we all know how good Wolves' attack is. So, look, I can see both teams getting 1 goal, it being 1-1. I just don't see either defence stopping the other attack. So I'm going both teams to score.
Now, Kirk, do you expect a 0-0 draw, or are you hoping for some goals in this one?
I just don't get how both teams to score is better odds than over 2.5. That just makes no sense to me. But
sometimes books don't make sense at all.
Yeah, I mean that makes no sense. I mean, unless I don't know. Anyways, I have the draw here plus 270. I think both teams score, but I think if Ipswich score early, Wolves probably get one back, and then it's kind of a stalemate game. Yeah, give me the draw plus 270. Just too much value there to pass up on.
For the last game in the EPL, Kirk, we have your favorite team, Aston Villa, playing against Nottingham Forest on the road. They're coming off of a massive win in the Champions League, and I get that Leipzig hasn't been anything special this. Well, they had a great start to the season, but then they just fell off the map. And Aston Villa won that game 3-2 on their own. That was after like a series of struggling results where they couldn't score a goal. Once again, now Aston Villa is on a 3-game winning streak, but Nottingham Forest on the other side is one of the best home teams in the league.
Yeah, I'm going with Forest here in the first half on the money line at plus 210. I don't trust this Villa team. I don't trust them early, especially. They've been conceding a lot early this season. I don't know what to think of this Villa team right now. When I bet on them, they beat Southampton 1-0. When I bet on Leipzig, they win 3-2 on the road against a team that needed points. So this Villa team's really hard to gauge right now, and they're still bums. They're still frauds, 100%. But Forest first half money line for me.
Jack, do you remember my pick for the Stuttgart game in the Champions League earlier this week? I had Stuttgart to win and under 4.5 goals against the Young Boys. There were 6 goals, and Stuttgart won.
Yeah, that was a bad pick.
How?
-1.5. You could have had it covered like me.
Yeah, but did you expect 5 goals in that game?
100%. I expected 6, 5-1.
You did not.
Of course I did.
I'm gonna go with a bit of a, I guess, a similar pick for this one, Jack. I'm taking Nottingham Forest on the double chest and under 3.5 goals at -121. Now, this is the pick that maybe not all the books have, and this is the first time I'm actually taking something like this. So I was a bit surprised by the price, and I decided to go with it.
Yeah, I feel like most books now in 2024 will give you like a same game parlay where you could take Forest or draw double chance with the under. I'd be surprised if honestly they didn't. Look, in this game, I'm basically taking half of that same game parlay of yours. I'm just taking the under 2.5 here. I just don't see goals. I'm on the same kind of side. Yes, you're probably getting one more goal, but I honestly don't see 3 goals in this game. Villa, they're going to be tired. A brutal game in the week. Yes, they won, but my oh my, did they work hard to get that win. And Forest, they're not really involved in that many big scoring games this season, home or on the road. So I'm happy to take the under 2.5 at even money.
That's it for the EPL, guys. Moving on to La Liga, where the first game we have is Sevilla and Celta. Sevilla plus 123 favorites at home to Celta Vigo, who actually has been scoring a decent amount of goals, while Sevilla they had a they had a 3-0 lead, or was it a 2-0 lead against Atletico Madrid? Ended up losing that game 4-3 with a goal in like 93rd, 94th minute. And this team just can't defend. I mean, if you put a gun to their head and tell them to keep a clean sheet, they would fold, they would die, and I just can't see it in this game as well, Kirk.
Yeah, I'm on Sevilla. Easy. It's an easy game. Celta, they're on the road. They don't play well on the road. They can score a lot, but Sevilla, they've actually been scoring a lot. And Celta's just not a good team on the road. I think they're entering that very overrated territory. Sevilla should be minus 110, minus 120 in this game. Plus money on Sevilla in this game is absolutely bonkers. Thank you, books. This is free Sevilla money line.
I mean, you can't make a team that dropped a 3-goal lead minus 120.
2-goal lead.
2-goal lead.
2-goal lead.
You just can't.
You're playing the hottest team.
Listen, 3-1 at 60 minutes. You should be winning that game.
You're playing the best team in the world right now. 10 games straight. Atletico.
Oh, come on, Kirk. You know that's Liverpool. It's not Atletico Madrid. Come on.
No.
Right now, Atletico is the hottest team in the world. It's the hottest team in the world right now, Atletico.
Anyways,
10 straight.
Jack, what do you have in this one?
What do I have in this one? I have the draw. I think purely because I don't have an amazing read on this game. Like, I'm pretty open when I say I don't have full in-depth advice to give on this game. But I do look at the head-to-head trends, especially as of recent, in the most recent years. 4 of the last 5 league games head-to-head between Sevilla and Celta have either been 1-1 or 2-2. So, I mean, it's good if you're both teams to score better. It's good if you're a draw better. It's good if you're a correct score better. If you're a trend guy. So I'm taking the draw here. That this could be 0-0 on a crazy day. Could be 1-1. Could be 2-2. Whatever it is, I don't care. Just draw, please.
Yeah, and I kind of agree with you. I'm going to go with both teams to score in this one, minus 136. Like I said, Sevilla can't keep a clean sheet. Whether they win this game or not, I don't know. But I just can't see them keeping a clean sheet. And that's it for this one. Espanyol and Osasuna is the next one. And Osasuna actually had an amazing month. They were extremely well. They lost only one of their last 6 games. They're scoring a lot of goals, whether they play it at home or on the road. And now they're playing against Espanyol, the team that's not having a great season, Jack. The team that conceded 28 goals in 15 games. 10 of those were conceded at home. Yes, they're scoring goals, but I think this was going to be pretty much all Osasuna in my mind.
Yeah, look, Osasuna, a roller coaster of a season, and it's only December. Beating Barcelona, and then you go on a crazy streak where you don't even win a game. So, yeah, tough one to read on this one for me. I'd like Osasuna, but not more than I like the under. Espanyol, 11 goals scored at home, 10 conceded. Not a lot of goals. Is there 3 goals in this game? I'm not convinced. So give me the under 2.5 here.
Now, Kirk, you and I are on the same page in this one. We are taking Osasuna on the money line plus 165. So I'm going to throw you to the next one, Mallorca and your favorite team, Girona.
No. I need to say something.
You need to say, okay, go ahead.
This is a very anti-Kirk spot, I will say. I usually like taking the underdog at home against a team that's better than them. But Espanyol, they just can't score. Osasuna, they can score. There's your reasoning. Let's go, Gore. I'm locked in. Now we go.
Now you can talk about Girona and Mallorca.
Oh, God. Gross. Mallorca 1-0 exact score. That's my Pauli pick, as you want to say, my freebie of the day. That actually, PAOK went 5-0. What a banger of a play. Anyways, I have under 1.5
How you
at plus
stamp
one.
that one is beyond me.
What?
How you stamp that Pauk game is beyond me, if I'm
You
being
want to know
honest.
the crazier thing? I had -4.5 PAOK
No, you did
at
not.
plus
You-
I need
2,000.
I need to see the proof. That
I'll
sounds
send
like
it to
fake
you later.
news.
I'll send it to you later. Let me just write up a mock
I
slip
feel
real
like
quick.
if that actually happened, me and Goran would have heard it every single day.
yes, we
Nah.
would.
This is the first time recording since PAOK went nuts.
Yeah, we talk every day on WhatsApp. What do you mean?
Anyways, I got the under 1.5 here at plus 186. Whether it's 0-0 or an own goal for Girona in the 93rd minute to lose 1-0, there's no way there's 2 goals in this game. So my PAOK pick is 1-0. Mallorca, my free pick is under 1.5 plus 186.
I'm gonna go with draw in this one. It's plus 195. Honestly, I think this could be a nil-nil game all day, every day for the rest of the week. Uh, both teams on the losing streak, and I think there's gonna be a defensive performance by both sides here. So I'm gonna go with draw, Jack.
Yeah, honestly, I think this game likely only has one goal in it, like Kirk said. But I think I'm just going to take the extra goal just in case if there's some like BS close to the final whistle, VAR penalty or something to basically deal with when Vegas call. So I'm taking under 2.5, stick it in a parlay builder, -171. It's a bit juiced, but I think it's pretty safe, to be honest.
Now, in Serie A, we have Cagliari hosting Atalanta. Atalanta unfortunately ended their winning streak against Real Madrid in the Champions League earlier this week. They lost 3-2 at home. It was a great game, and they conceded two early ones and then scored on a penalty kick or something like that. It was a fun game, but I think they bounced back in this one against Cagliari. Cagliari, nothing special. They are below the middle of the table in 15th place. And this is a game, Kirk, where I think Atalanta comes out flying and go for another 3 points. So I'm gonna go with Atalanta to win it over 2.5 at plus 106. But what do you have?
Yeah, I mean, after playing really, really well the past couple of weeks, they conceded 3 to Real Madrid. I think they keep a clean sheet here. I'm going with both teams to score equals no at plus 124. I think the value here is too good. As Atalanta maybe win 1, 2, 3-0, maybe even 4. Depends how they're feeling.
Jack?
Yeah, pretty much the same with Kirk here. I think Atalanta can absolutely destroy Cagliari in this game. Big bounce back spot for them. Disappointing result in the week because when you're scoring goals against Real Madrid, you really need to be winning those games. Luckily for me and Kirk, we actually had the double chance against Atalanta, but I'm riding with Atalanta here, -1, even money again. It's the old saying, I haven't got a problem with this match pushing, but I much more prefer for it to be 2, 3, 4, or 5, as Kirk said.
Now, Juventus is hosting Venezia. Juventus, the team that cost me a bet, Kirk, and I can
I
say
told you there was no path to take Man City in that game. There was zero path to take
Here we
Man
go.
City.
I will
There
not be
was no
betting you
path.
until after Christmas anymore. Okay, I gotta get
I need
that
some more
straight.
Christmas money. I need some
No,
more
no,
Christmas money.
no. Well, actually, maybe next week. We'll see. Juventus and Venezia. Juventus heavy favorites at home, Kirk, as they should be because Venezia is bad. But do you think that this is a bit of a disappointment spot for Juventus after beating City 2-0 at home, or do you think they also get the job done against this the worst team in the league who are at the bottom of the table right now?
Um, this is a tough game to be honest. Just Juve, I feel like is one of the toughest teams to gauge. I think they have like 4 out of 5 draws in the Serie A in their last 5 games or something ridiculous. They're a team that doesn't really want to win unless they play Man City, and I have money against them. So with no money from Goron in this game, I'm gonna have to go with both teams to score plus 114. Do I think Venezia scores? Yes, because they have scored a lot. Do I think Juve score? I mean, they hopefully should. So anywhere you can get plus money in this game is where I'm looking, and this is just where I found the value. Not my favorite game on the slate.
I mean, Valencia hasn't scored a lot of goals on their own, only 5 in 8 games, and they are still winless on their own. Do I expect them to win this game? Absolutely not. Can they score a goal? Yeah, I could see that happening, especially after Juventus playing a midweek game. But I can't believe I'm doing this. I'm going to take Juventus -1.5. It's +1 or 2 at home against the worst team in the
Ew.
league. I don't know, Jack. Maybe it happens.
Maybe. I think the fixture schedule for December for Juve is brutal.
Schedule.
I think Juventus, they haven't been involved in a ton of goals, especially earlier this season. Some of the bigger games like Inter, I think it was 4-4 or something like that. But I have the under here. I think this is going to be all about time management. Juventus are like, if any NBA watchers are watching this video, it's like the Orlando Magic of football, of soccer, because Juventus play incredibly slow and will much rather just sit in possession for 60 minutes and then take a shot on like the 70th minute mark and steal a 1-0. And purely because they have a game again straight away on Tuesday. So they've played on Wednesday, they play on Saturday, play on Tuesday. I could see them playing very slow again, just chilling with the gas tank and then trying to steal a goal late. So give me the under.
Now, that's it for Serie A. Off to Kirk's favorite league, Bundesliga. In the first game, Union Berlin and Bochum. And Union Berlin is -175 favorites at home, Kirk. And that tells you a lot about Bochum. So, what do you have in this one?
I don't think it really tells you much, like, respectfully. I don't think it tells you anything. It just tells you that Union are going to fucking, sorry for my language, but they're just going to score and they're just going to do what they do. Put 15 people and half their crowd in front of the net and sit back and drink some beers and watch Bochum not score. So you can find this bet on FanDuel that I have Union to win 1-0, 2-0, or 3-0 at +175.
I mean, how can you be so confident about a team that hasn't won any of their last 7 games? And I get it, it's Bochum on the other side, the team that's twice as worse. But Union Berlin, whether they play at home or on the road, they're not playing that well right now. They haven't won any of their last 7 games, like I said. They are on a 3-game losing streak. And I am taking Union Berlin here. I do agree that.
I hope I read your pick wrong.
No, you did not. I'm taking Union Berlin to win and both teams to score at +250. I just don't think they can keep a clean sheet in this one, Jack.
Yeah, well, I think they can, Goran, if I'm honest.
Please be honest.
Union Berlin, they are the most. I've watched one game of Union Berlin this season and made sure it will be my last.
I haven't watched one since 2016, and then I watched one this year. Nothing's changed.
I literally feel like I'd fall asleep watching this game. So in this one, I think I have to take it very similar to Kirk. Union and under 2.5 for +250. Do I think only reason because I actually really like Kirk's pick. I just don't think Union are even capable of scoring 3 goals, so I don't even need to worry about the 3-0. So Union 1-0 or 2-0 with this pick is the play for me. +250, that extra juice on top, I think it's worth.
Yeah, we all went a bit insane in this one as far as the prices go, but we'll see who's going to be right about this one.
I can tell you that much.
Okay, we'll see about that. Off to the next one, Mainz and Bayern. Jack, Bayern only -220 favorites on their own against Mainz, and I get that Mainz has been solid, but Bayern has been lights out lately, coming off of a 5-1 win in the Champions League, 4-2 win in Bundesliga last week. They are back to scoring goals, and they are scoring a lot.
Yeah, and they're also conceding. The Vincent Kompany mentality seems to be, and Kirk, you definitely watch Bayern more than me, so please correct me. But it's like we know we can outscore anyone, so we'll worry less about being solid defensively, and we'll just focus on scoring goals, and that way no one can outscore us. So I'm taking Bayern and both teams to score here. I think Mainz are very capable to score 1 goal at least. So Bayern, they could score 7 if they want to any day of the week. So yeah, Bayern and both teams to score is the play for me.
look, Mainz is scoring a lot of goals this season. There's no doubt about it. But they're scoring a lot more on the road than they're actually scoring at home. And I honestly can't expect them to fully open up against Bayern Munich and just attack here. Can they score a goal? Yes, they can, because it looks like everybody's scoring against Bayern right now. So could I see Mainz getting on the scoreboard at home? Absolutely. But I'm still going to take Bayern to win it over 2.5 goals, and it's minus 120. That's a price we're not going to get that often on Bayern and the goals, Kirk.
Yeah, Jack, I agree with you. I also think it has to do with company coming from the Premier League, and it's two different leagues defended two different ways.
Yeah.
I don't think he's found that formula yet for the Bundesliga. He's trying to bring a lot of what he did as a player into the Bundesliga. It's just two different styles of play, really. But with that being said, I do think they concede, and I can think it's similar to Shakhtar. I think Mainz score in the first half, but Mainz also concede in the first half. Going with both teams to score in the first half at plus 160, 260. Sorry.
And one thing to add, just before we move on to the game as well, I do think it's interesting because Company has like completely changed his managerial style as well. Because before he was managing Burnley, who were essentially the Union Berlin of the Premier League, where they defended for 0-0s or still 1-0s late, and now he's got to Bayern. And suddenly, I've got all of this attack. It's like he's completely
Forgot about
flipped
defense.
it. He's
Yeah.
flipped it on its head. It's like I'm going to use all my players up front now. Now I have them. So yeah, definitely one to keep an eye on.
I did watch a few videos from those Burnley training sessions where he's yelling at the players like a lunatic. You can't do that at Bayern Munich with those players that you have there, right? So I guess the change was kind of expected, but maybe not as much. I think he will need to work on those defensive abilities.
I don't think he has the
into
right
the season.
rotation in either. I don't think he has the right rotation. I don't think he's found it. He's switching it up
He
way too much.
has the players. That's the crazy. He has the players to get clean
He
sheets.
does. But he hasn't done the consistency defensively, switching guys in and out every week. You can't find any chemistry if you do that.
Well, that's, I would say, the inexperience within him as the coach, as the manager, right? And then you switch a small club to the big club where things are done very much differently. So I think it's going to come. I think they should give him a chance, especially if he wins the trophy this season, if he wins Bundesliga or maybe the Champions League, who knows? But they should give him the chance and just keep him instead of what they did to Julian Nagelsmann and firing him like mid-season when he was 8-0 in the Champions League. Like, what the hell were you thinking? And bringing Thomas Tuchel in. I mean, what? But for the next game, guys, Gladbach and Kiel. Kirk, what do you like in this one?
This is a game I'm willing to bet plus 1.5 if anyone's interested. But I'm going to take both teams to score here at minus 174. Kiel, they're going to score on the road. They score against good teams. Gladbach is a good team at home, so I expect both teams to score minus 174. I don't even think it's juiced. I think it's a great price. So that's where I'm at here. If any of you want to take me,
you want Augsburg 1 plus 175, or 1 plus
Kiel.
1.5?
Kiel
plus 1.5.
Yeah,
I'll take it. I mean, I'll take it. Sure.
How much?
30.
All right.
Oh, let's go. Up in the stakes.
So I've got Leverkusen minus 1.5. Yeah.
Gladbach.
Gladbach. What are we talking about? Yeah, Gladbach. Yeah.
And I'm taking Gladbach.
Yeah.
No, actually you have as a free pick you have Gladbach minus 1. And I'm also going to take Gladbach minus 1 at minus 135. Kirk has both teams to score. Now we are up to the Leverkusen game. Augsburg and Leverkusen. And look, Augsburg has been horrible this season. There's no doubt about it. And why is Leverkusen only minus 175 favorites? They are coming off of a massive win in the Champions League. Yes, they have been a bit inconsistent, but they are still on a 7-game winning streak, 6-game winning streak right now. And they are scoring a ton of goals again. And Augsburg, Kirk, not a good defensive team. They conceded 25 goals already this season. I'm going with Leverkusen and over 2.5 in this one at plus 110, Kirk.
Yeah, I mean, Bundesliga is full of traps games this weekend. Kiel's a trap game for like the casuals. For the casuals, you're gonna put Gladbach, Augsburg, and Werder in your parlay, and you're just gonna be like, oh, plus 450. It's easy, and two of them are gonna lose outright, and the other one's gonna draw. Anyways, Augsburg is kind of kind of a trap, but you do kind of got to go with Leverkusen on the money line. It's not. It's just a tough game because they are going to beat some big teams this year, but the form they're in is terrible. But that being said, they do score at home. Leverkusen have been conceding, so I'm going with both teams to score in the first half at plus 280.
Jack?
Yeah, I think I agree with Kirk. It does feel like a trappy spot because Augsburg at home are very good. You have to go back to September to the last time that they lost a game at home. And beating good teams at home as well. They beat Dortmund at home. Yes, okay, Dortmund haven't been great on the road this season, but it's still Dortmund. Gladbach beat them. So yeah, I don't love it, but I just have to take Leverkusen here on the money line. Not the best price in the world. Would I even feel like putting it a parlay? Maybe not. So if you want my best advice, my best pick is to not go near this pick and don't go anywhere near this game.
Now, the last game in Bundesliga, Kirk, I believe St. Pauli, one of your favorite teams, second favorite team after Bayern.
I don't know. I mean, I just have some family connection to them.
Okay.
My uncle and cousins live in Hamburg, and they're based in Hamburg, so I
Wait,
like
St.
them.
Pauli's from Hamburg?
Yep.
I did not.
It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing because Haas Fo is in the second league, and they're
They
like
have been there for like, what, 6 years?
So
9/10 of the city supports them, and then Pauli comes out of nowhere. Now they're in the first Bundesliga, but those fans are ruckusy. Those fans are mad. But anyways, I think both teams score here at minus 152. Pauli at home, they're gonna pack it in for this one. They need something out of this one, so they're gonna pack this stadium full. Momentum. Jackson Irvine, first goal scorer, 11th minute as a Powell pick for you guys if you want it. But I got both teams to score here at minus 152.
What do you have, Jack?
yeah, I just want to ask the question because I actually didn't know that St. Pauli's from Hamburg as well. How close are like the stadiums to each other?
Pauli's like in the middle of the city. It's crazy. It's like you don't even know it. You're like, well, what's this? Like an ice skating rink? It's tiny. But
Oh,
once
wow.
you go in it, you pack. It's crazy. There's like an old wall of like World War II in it or something, or I don't even know what it's
Could
crazy.
you walk from like St. Pauli's Stadium to Hamburg Stadium in 50 minutes?
No. Hamburg's like the second biggest city in Germany. It's bigger than
okay.
Munich. It's massive. It might even be bigger than Berlin. Probably not, but
Yeah, I was wondering. Only reason why I asked is because I was wondering if it was like similar to the Liverpool Merseyside derby, because I don't know if you know, like Anfield and what's the Everton Stadium called?
Goodison Park.
Goodison Park, yes. They're literally separated by one park. They're basically separated by something half the size of Central Park in New York. You got
it's not that
Stadium
close.
on one side, Merseyside, Everton on one side. It's the Merseyside derby. It's insane. But yeah, interesting. Thanks for that. History or geography lesson with Kirk. In this one, I've got Bremen. Sorry, St. Pauli fans. I just have to take Werder here. Their current form is much better. Yes, they're on the road. Do I love this pick? Absolutely not. But if I have to give you one, I have to take that side of the coin here.
I do like Werder in this matchup. St. Pauli hasn't been anything particularly good this season. They're not scoring a lot. They're not conceding a lot either. But I feel like if Werder were to get a win out of this game, I think that they will need to score at least twice. And with that in mind, I'm taking Werder team total over 1.5 goals at plus 138. It's a nice plus money. I mean, am I really gonna bet this game? I think there are better games to bet on. So probably not, but if I were to bet this game, it would be Werder team total over 1.5 goals. Now, the last game that we have, Jack, Reims and Monaco, the game in the French League One. Monaco coming off of a loss to Arsenal in the Champions League. Reims, I mean, they have been all over the place this season, very inconsistent, but I don't know. I feel like they could surprise Monaco here because Monaco lost 3 of their last 4 games. I'm sure they will be a bit tired after going to London and now traveling back to France for this matchup. I'm not saying they're going to lose, but I think they can at least concede a goal.
Yeah, look, I think Monaco on the road this season have been pretty solid. 6 games on the road, 12 points from those six. Scored 12, conceded six. I mean, if you're an averages guy, it's 2-1 every single game to Monaco. So maybe you could look to take Monaco and both teams to score here. I'm not. I think the value with Monaco just on their own anyway, at even money, I'm seeing it for now, is the play here. Give me Monaco on the road. Can I trust Reims? Absolutely not, especially not at home this season. So, yeah, Monaco's the play for me.
Do you agree, Kirk?
Reims suck. Monaco money line.
I'm gonna go with goals. I'm gonna go with both teams to score in over 2.5 minus 132. Like I said, do I think that Monaco loses this game? Probably not. They are more consistent and the better team of the two. Can they keep a clean sheet after the Champions League matchup and after the beating they took? I just can't see it happening. I know that the name has been bad, but still, I think they can score at least a goal at home in this game. That's it for this video, guys. Thank you for sticking with us. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. It is a bit longer than it usually is. We are around 36 minutes or something like that. But we appreciate you guys. Feel free to leave a comment as usual. Make sure to subscribe, hit that like button, and of course, stay tuned for more free picks coming up soon.